Alright, hello everybody, Skyrain here, back again with another Diablo Immortal video. This is a follow-up for the previous patch notes. There has been a couple updates that was shown on Twitter or X, whatever the hell you want to call it at this point. I honestly could care less about the whole social media outlet. But nonetheless, it has made its rounds through the Discords, which is where I found it, so I'm going to go ahead and post it here. I find it a little bit funny as well. Here it is. This is from the community manager, the new one, well, not the new one anymore, but the one we see every now and again. And they posted this. The new patch has been updated. Balance update for for Spark Tusk. So this was missing, as you see if you saw in my last video, which is unfortunately longer than I planned it to, so sorry for that. But it was in there in the Chinese notes. They did not have it on the global patch notes at all. So they said they updated it in the global patch notes, which they did. But this one here also says update to training grounds has been delayed to a later patch. All right. So as we can see now here, there it is. This was not the part with the Spark Tusk. Demoralized was not in there yesterday for the patch notes update. They've since added this part in, but the funny thing is we go down to here, the training grounds. One of the target dummies in training grounds will now be considered an elite enemy, allowing you to test additional affixes and stats related to this enemy type. That has not been removed, so they left that part in, even though they said it's going to be added in a later patch. So take it for what you will. That's one little side note to the funny things about how they always do, and how they're always like off between the two sides of global and the Chinese notes. One day, maybe. They never have gotten it right yet to where they're both in sync with each other, and it's unfortunate, but that's what happens when you have two different companies from across different parts of completely different sides of the globe, literally. Anyway, now, what I wanted to really talk about here is the last-minute things to do approaching the next upgrade, or the Paragon at 500. I'm getting closer. I know, was it Mao? I seen they had a post about they broke through to 500. Good on them. They probably used all their, saving techniques. That's, fine and dandy for some that really want to try hard it and do that, but at the same time, those of us who are taking a much more laxed and casual approach to various things, because why stress about things when you don't need to? Because it's a game, we want to have fun. I think that's a little extreme in some certain circumstances, but like I said, you do whatever you want. Anyway, but let's bring it back around here. There's a couple things that I would like to suggest anyway. If you haven't already, I just started doing this myself, so I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball on this as well. But you can save up your Moonrite Flora and save these turn-ins for when you break through to the next Paragon upgrade for your gear. And then use them then for the set wisps and the legendary gear to be of that nature. So I just started doing this not that long ago, obviously, so I only have 21. There's some that have the maximum amount, I think is 99, that you can have stored up if you want, and then you can then use it once we break through. So I'm going to save mine. I'm going to have this annoying, very annoying alert to show up here the entire time. Every time I get another one, it's going to let me know, and this is going to be a permanent red number fixture until I actually use them, which is most times why I prefer to just use them and whatever. But the closer I am getting to 500, I was like, all right, I'll start saving these up and I can deal with this. Like I said, it's just one of those little annoyances, but I can deal with it. And let's show oh good, I got a 3 waiting for me. I want to see if that pops the next time or not. It might change, however. Let's go look at that again. Moonrite Flora, see right down here in the bottom, you can only have 99 maximum, but that's fine. I'm not even close to that, so honestly, for me, saving these up at this point, about another 12 levels away currently as of this video from 500, that's fine. I'm perfectly okay with that. And but yeah, that's why I'm putting this in now as a suggestion for one thing to do. And the other thing, the major thing, I've talked about this numerous times before, of course, is the Terror Essences for the Hellslayer bounties, which you can turn into 10 times in the week. Then you can, once you do that, of course, is always at the very bottom here of the list. The Terror Essence turn-ins for the 10 times I've mentioned obviously a couple times now, but I'm saving these up for when I get to 500 as well, and then I will probably think about starting to run these and turn them in. And then, of course, sell the mass majority of them off for whatever platinum that you want. And I suggested that in a previous video too. But rehashing certain things right as we're approaching the last minute push, so to speak, until the next difficulty up for where we can start wearing the 500 Paragon gear and go from there and re-gear ourselves all over again. I haven't converted my wisps over yet, but I have a fair amount of them in stock here. I can't wait actually until the patch notes mentioned about these will all be stackable now in your bag, so they won't be individual slots like this anymore. They will have a number affix tied to them and a nice single stack as opposed to all this. So I mean, I have these available to use, but again, I have yet to convert my wisps over to the next tier. I'll be doing that here very shortly as well. So that's that. And that's it. That's pretty much what I wanted to cover really quickly anyway. The patch notes altering from the community manager. Finally putting a little note out there for everybody that if we see it or not. But nonetheless, that was at the beginning. And of course, these couple little tips here for just a little last minute push for getting yourselves prepped a little bit better for the upcoming difficulty swap. And also one more thing I do have in my mailbox still, this is what I've been doing. I did make a video on this as well. Saving all your, I've been pre-farming all this stuff from Inferno 3 dungeons, and all these are sitting in here waiting to collect in my mailbox. So I will be getting these come the time when I break through to 500 as well. And also, once I break through to 500, I will continue to push the Elder Rift again until I hit the wall for the end of the season, which will be at the end of this month. So try to get that much more of a, I guess, a leaderboard push, so to speak. It's not really that big of a deal on my priority list for the game myself personally. That's just kind of a benchmark for your combat rating progress is all that is. I don't see a reason to try and struggle with that and, you know, basically punch your fist into the concrete for no good reason whatsoever. It is what it is. But anyway, until next time, everybody, stay safe out there in the real world, and far as always, take care of yourselves as best you can, one day at a time. That's all we can do. Until next time, see ya.